Hello, YouTubers. Okay, so please ignore the ratchets in the back. You know, I like my ratchet shows, so I got a plan in the back. Okay, so I have a alarm set on my phone now so that I remember to do my video Sunday. It's not that I really forgot. It was more so by the time I remember had already eaten. And I like to get my weigh-ins first thing in the morning so you'll get a true weight instead of like water weight or whatever the case may be. Okay. So I'm not here to do a weigh-in. I still, when I did weigh in, I was like 149.8, basically 150. I'm definitely not losing weight at this point. I'm kind of plateauing, but that's okay because I had a lot going on last week. My daughter had surgery, and I did not work out anything but 2 days a week. And the way that my body works, I must exercise. Like it's no walking. I have to totally exert myself and burn every calorie that I eat. I aim for 1,200 calories a day. But like, you know, sometimes my mind just kind of goes other places. I forget to eat or I don't eat enough. And I'll eat like 800 calories, not even knowing because I'm really picky with my food. So even the food that I choose to eat, it might only be 300 calories in that meal or 400 calories. Like say for instance, I go to Subway. I don't get subs anymore. I used to do like half a sub here and there, but I don't do that anymore. If my eyelashes look like crazy, it's because they are. It's the end of the day and they are working their way to the end. Anyway, now that I address the elephant in the room. So, I'll get like a salad and I'll get like a tuna salad. Of course, cause I took away meat. I went vegan for a while and then I incorporated, you know, fish back into my dietary plan. And I'll get a tuna salad, and their tuna salad can be anywhere from, depending on what you put on it, 440 calories up until like 1,000 calories. And like, I will kind of just pick away at that. I don't chewing too much. Like I get bored of chewing too much, so it just depends. So I will like eat that like throughout the day. I just keep going back to it, breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever the case may be. I might eat like a protein pack snack with some like walnuts or not walnuts, like cashews, pistachios, something like that, with like some cranberries or something like that. I tend to stay away from cheese. So if I don't eat enough, that affects my weight. Like I will either gain or I will plateau, if you know what I'm saying. So definitely last week was not my week, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm definitely not as of last week, because I try not to weigh myself other than on Sunday. So 149.8, so 150. That's okay for me. I think that I've gotten over the obsession of wanting to keep going and see how much I can lose. I think that's an addiction within itself when you're doing weight loss. So definitely this Sunday, what I will do is, because I charged my iPad, got everything ready, and what I will do is like I did last time, where I kind of, you know, take a picture of the scale with my phone, and then I show you guys, you know, what my weigh-in is. And I think because I'm not so focused on weight loss anymore, it's more of toning and just keeping a consistent lifestyle, dealing with my anxiety, dealing with certain things like that comes after weight loss. And it was during weight loss, but I'm not solely focused on weight loss anymore. It has taken up a lot of my life, and I'm focused on maintaining it and being stable and not gaining the weight back. But I'm definitely not, that's not like my life that I'm consumed with it anymore. So one thing I wanted to talk about, and it's going to be very short because you're going to get a video on Sunday, was about, I tried something different today. I don't know if I said this in prior videos, but I joined One Life Fitness just because instead of Planet Fitness because they just have more alternatives, or like classes, and Cinema Room, which is really good for my anxiety, because a dark room with a movie and exercising is so soothing for my mind. And a lot of people, they can kick the prescription if they just exercise more. Maybe you can't kick the prescription for anxiety or depression solely, but maybe you can cut it down to where you don't have to take it every day. You know what I'm saying? Like the preventative ones, or the ones that come for onset. I forget the name of it. I prescribe one that starts with an A. It's somebody watching will know what I'm talking about. So sometimes, like, when I exercise, I overexert myself. I don't need it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I still got a full bottle, and like, exercise is sometimes the key. Like they say yoga and Pilates. I'm gonna try all of that, but exercising, and not just exercise, not just going to the gym and bullshitting and doing your cardio, bare minimum weightlifting, and calling it a day. I mean, fully exerting yourself, draining yourself, pushing yourself to the maximum limit. You're letting go all of them endorphins, and it's like releasing things that the medication was supposed to do. So I totally promote that. Okay, so off of that, I tried something new today. So I joined One Life Fitness, but I went to a health fair with my coworker, and we got a one-time like free training session at Orange Theory. And I will have to say, it was very motivating to be in the group class and somebody instructing you what to do and all the other stuff, because I already have an online personal trainer, like I told you, Kenya Crooks. And I was just trying to see, because it was free. And I do feel like Kenya, like, he makes you push yourself. Like, he's not physically there to push you, but if you do what he tells you to do, you're going to get the same effects that you would at some place like that. I'm kind of on the edge, I'm going to stick with Kenya. Honestly, and going to the gym and, getting that exercise and getting that mental release that I need. I guess on Sunday, I'm going to write down everything, because I don't like to be all over the place. So I guess on Sunday, I am going to just go ahead. I'm going to write down topics that I want to talk about. Of course, the weigh-in. I think the first subject I'm going to talk about is after weight loss, what to expect. And I think a lot of people probably touch bases with this, but I want to get down and dirty and get to details about what really happens with the attention that you're going to get, the jealousy that you're going to get from your spouse, possibly being over obsessive about your weight loss. And nobody can tell you not to do it, because I did it up until I got to the size that I wanted. Don't let nobody. People will tell you, oh, getting on the scale every day is bad for you. But for some of us, we need that motivation, and that's what keeps us pushing. So I'm not going to say it's healthy. What I'm going to say is I did it, and I didn't care that somebody else was telling me that it wasn't healthy for me to do it. So I'm not going to sit here and tell nobody else. Just like I can lose 10 pounds in 1 month, and you can lose 20. Everybody's different. Go to your own pace. I want to touch bases on intermediate fasting. I do that also. I take a hiatus sometimes from it, but for the most part, I do it. But I do want to touch bases on something that's very sensitive about intermediate fasting, that I'll give you a brief on it, on what I'm going to talk about on Sunday. Intermediate fasting is probably not best for people who have eating disorders. And I'm being honest with you. Whether you binged, whether you've overate, whether you didn't eat, there's such a wide volume of what can be considered eating disorders. It's not just one thing. It's not just somebody's who's bulimic. If you're overweight and you overeat, you have an eating disorder. If you binge eat, that's an eating disorder. Like, because you mentally can't take overeating, it bothers you. You feel guilty, so you binge. I don't like to throw up even when I'm sick. Like, I hold it down. Like, I'd rather just feel like the shit come up in my throat and go back down than to actually throw it up, because I feel like I need every calorie, and I feel like I don't like the sensation of it. Might be a little too gross for everybody, but we're gonna move around that. So intermittent fasting can cause an issue, because I've thought about it. I know plenty of people thought about it. Like, let's not play. Anybody who's thinking about a weight loss journey realistically thought, even if you didn't literally starve yourself, you thought, I need to eat less and I need to deprive myself. You're starving yourself. It's an eating disorder. So with intermittent fasting, what I've learned in like researching is, for someone who has a previous eating disorder, such as binge eating or something like that, you have to be careful, okay? Because my scope of eating is there's some gnat in my room, is ideally from either 9 to 5 or 10 to 6. My body, even if I'm intermittent fasting, it don't like nothing past 6 o'clock or 7. So I try to avoid anything past 6 o'clock. So I go more for the 5 o'clock. I used to do 8 to 4, but I noticed with me having a second job, that's way too early, because I typically, when I go to my second job, I start at 5 o'clock. So if I eat right before I go to work, I'm good to go. You usually have enough time to eat before, typically. If I have to stop by, you know, maybe what's my favorite little fast food to go? Like maybe Taco Bell, and get like a pinto and cheese with no cheese, something with a lot of protein, but may fill me up, or go to Wawa's and get some apples and peanut butter or something like that, something that's gonna fill me up, something that can kind of go together. I kind of do that if I have to, but I typically don't have to. Or go to Whole Foods and go to their little buffet thing and get whatever I need. So with intermittent fasting, if you've ever had a disorder where you binge ate, if you eat anything after your fasting, when your fasting starts, or your eating period, you might typically feel like, oh, I need to throw this up because I made a mistake. So I'll get more into that on Sunday. I just wanted to tell you guys I didn't forget. I'm here. I just went to Orange Theory. I did an hour workout. I worked out yesterday, and I plan on going to the gym in the morning, maybe doing some laps in the pool, and then maybe if I get off early enough from work, I will go, because they stay up until 11. I will go to the gym after work and get my cardio and my weight lifting in, because usually my trainer, Kenya Crooks, does not post until around 9-10 o'clock, and I'm up early, like at 7. So I never really see what the workout is until later in the day. So that's what I'm gonna do. But I like to get my morning workout in on an empty stomach, and if I can get 2 a day, it really does make me feel so much better. I sleep better, I feel better, I'm just happy and stuff like that. So for now, I will see you guys on Sunday. I have a bit of a long week this week. Not really. I'm going to a comedy show on Friday with my friends, and some other stuff. So I'll see you guys on Sunday. Hope you have a great evening. Yes, I'm drinking wine, but this is like my first glass. It's really sad that I took like a sip, and like I'm tired, so that will go in the refrigerator. Anyway, good night, you guys. Have a good one.